Hey, what's going on, Logic?
What's up, man? You a Muslim?
Yes, I am. Yes, I
All
am.
right. Welcome to the panel, my friend.
So I'm Muslim, but I don't know too much about Christianity, right? Like I just want to understand the Trinity concept.
Well, before we understand the Trinity concept, we got to start with the simple things first. Jesus being a Muslim. You believe that?
We are back with Godless Logic again. This time around, I want us to start criticizing from the title of the video and the thumbnail. Islam fails to produce thinkers. Really? Remember, this is coming from someone who calls himself a Christian. Let's see the type of thinkers that Christianity produces for itself. Isn't it the same Christianity that teaches them that three different persons, 1 + 1 + 1 is 1? We see the type of logic they get from their own religion. At the same time, they believe in a God who created his own mother, forced himself into her womb when she was just 12 years old, got delivered by the same mother, and then could not stop himself from getting circumcised. What type of thinkers does this religion create that cannot ask questions about all of these vague concepts that will never ever be accepted by a human being in his natural senses? And he dares says that Islam does not produce thinkers. So they are thinkers in Christianity. And still they believed that the God who created the entire universe died for 3 days. Who controlled the world when he died? Where is their thinking? So there are thinkers in Christianity. Yet they spend their entire life trying to force divinity on a fellow human being. This is ridiculous. So Christianity produced thinkers, yet they believe in scriptures that were scripted for them by their own enemies. The list is long. We can't possibly exhaust it. Let's dive straight into the video and see the nonsense he has to spill out this time around.
Yeah, from our paradigm in our books, that's what it's mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, but is
And-
that the truth?
Yeah, that's what's mentioned. And inside certain biblical verses, there could be a narrative that he was praying to the Father. He was essentially
Is Allah the Father?
even asking Father for the forgiveness around the end of his life, I think.
He didn't ask for forgiveness. He said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." But
Yeah, Father, forgive them.
yeah, is Allah the Father of Jesus?
Well, in a term of endearment fashion, I guess God is the Father of all because he created.
So what is the difference between God and the Father? Is God the opposite of Father? If, as I know you cannot deny this, the scribes of your Bible, we are referring to God when they said Father. Therefore, you have no point. Because we are referring to God when we call him Allah. And we just make it explicitly clear to you that in a certain point in time, maybe the scribes were used to the word Father in representing God in their own time. Or maybe during the time of the children of Israel, they were referring to God as Father. But in Islam, never. And that is very important in this point, in this era, after Christianity was corrupted, to make sure that the word Father is never used for God. So that it will not be very easy for people to say that God begot a son. So simply we say Allah and we mean God. If the scribes of the Bible wrote Father and they mean God, then Jesus worshipped God. Just imagine how odd it would have been if the scribes kept repeating and Jesus said, "Oh my God." Meanwhile, they are trying to preach that Jesus is the Son. So they would rather use a more comfortable word like Father rather than using the word God. So it's that simple. Jesus worshipped God, and the scribes described him as Father. Very simple. And we worship Allah, who is the same God that was worshipped by Jesus and other prophets. You cannot prove otherwise. Except you want to tell us that you don't refer to God when you are talking about the Father.
Because the Father is the creator, right? So in a sense, God is the Father of all, in a sense. Even animals.
Is Allah a nurturer?
What do you mean by that? Define nurture.
Is he a nurturer? Does he take care and nurture and, raise up?
Of course, yes. He provides sustenance for living creatures.
Do mothers do that? Do mothers nurture and provide sustenance for their children?
Yeah, mothers do as well. In fact, a mother and father's love from
Mhm.
Islamic paradigm is a reflection of of the love of God.
So would you
essentially.
say that Allah is also can be said that he's a mother in some sense, in the sense that he's a nurturer, caretaker?
The thing is, yes, he can be, but you also have to come at it from an understanding that the father is a disciplinarian, and
Right.
Jesus.
Muslims know who you are, what you stand for, what your religion is. Before you go out doing this show off with these guys, he does not care what God is. He doesn't care if he respects God. He has no boundaries that are bounding him, and he is not supposed to cross like you, the Muslim. So he uses whatsoever means he can use to get information out of you. Meanwhile, he wants to get somewhere. You, as a Muslim, innocently, you will not believe that somebody may be referring to God in this manner, but he doesn't care as long as he is able to defend his own standpoint. Because it's very shameful if somebody start asking, now that God gives you nourishment and God gives you this, if God gives you a female toy, he is a mother at that time. And if he gives you a male toy, he is a father at that time. Do you accept that? Yes. And when you accept, he will then tell you that, therefore you believe that God is a mother and God is a father. What type of logic is this? Stay away from these guys. That is the best you can do for yourselves. We have more than 99 different names and attributes of Allah. Very beautiful. We call Allah with that which he called himself. And we do not presume things and say, maybe, yes, this is possible. We can call Allah with this since it is possible. Every name that is used to call Allah, every name that Allah assumed for himself is found in the Quran and is found in the authentic hadith. At the end of the day, he may make you to pronounce kufr without you realizing it. He may pronounce kufr, even though they don't have kufr in their own religion. He may pronounce words of kufr just to get you to pronounce the same word. And Allah wants us about these people in the Quran. The Jews and the Christians will never ever be pleased with you except you join their disbelief, except you join their religions. Meanwhile, you have the truth. So why go debate these people? My comment section is full of his followers who get so angry at me exposing his lies, and then they say, you have to go debate him, you have to go debate him if you want to show us that you are. I don't care about him because he does not care about his religion. He has no boundaries. So why should I go to debate such a person? He has no boundaries. He can lie and he can turn black white as long as he gets the words he wants out of you. Meanwhile, we are here to let's see which one, let's come into common terms and speak about our religions. Compare things that are common in our religions. In your books, Jesus is called a prophet, and we believe in him as a prophet in our own scriptures also. Let's come to common terms with things like this. Let's say that God is one, because in your scriptures, God is one. And in our scriptures also, God is one, except that you cannot believe that God is one, because that will make you a Muslim and you will lose your shares in Christianity, because Christianity is all about business. You will lose the business ground. That's why you are bringing in theories that are unimaginable and forcing divinity on human being to show that you are different from Islam.
Role also to come on earth was, I would assume, to discipline his people and put them on the right path. Look, I mean, I'm coming at it from a general understanding as well, right? Like, the thing that I don't understand is how a human can be looked at as God.
And the thing that I don't understand is how the Messiah can be looked at as a Muslim when he existed 600 years prior and taught everything that is contrary to. Hold on 1 second. And taught everything contrary to Islam. Like, for example, this is it's 2024 now, so Islam is like ever changing. So we're starting to get Muslims now. Like, at first, it was an absolute no-no to say that Allah was a father. Now Muslims are kind of saying that he's a father now. And then it was an absolute no-no that he's a mother. But now Muslims are coming out and saying that he's a mother.
Sense of a father, like he birthed us.
No, you're saying in some sense, yeah, in a metaphor.
And when we tell them that every other prophet that was sent by Allah to mankind was a Muslim, they will never accept it from us. Meanwhile, that is the truth. Adam was a Muslim. Noah was a Muslim. And the Quran proves that. If they were Muslims, and we have proven it. But you deny that they were not Muslims, and you cannot prove that they were Christians, and you are following them as Christians, then what are you talking about? We are following them as Muslims, and we can prove that from our Quran that they were Muslims, but you are following them as Christians, but you cannot prove from your Quran that they were Christians. ما كان إبراهيم يهوديا ولا نصرانيا ولكن كان حنيفا مسلما وما كان من المشركين. Abraham was neither a Jew nor a Christian. He submitted in all uprightness and was not a polytheist. If you cannot possibly prove that Jesus Christ was a Christian, and we have all the proof that Jesus Christ was a Muslim, then you have no choice than to follow us, because we believe in something that is proven. But you cannot just leave the guys hanging. You don't believe that they were Christians. Still yet you don't want to believe that they were Muslims, even though we have the proof. So funny, right? So the end of the matter is Islam produced thinkers. But since Christians have been completely brainwashed not to think before believing, they presume that everyone is like them. We leave it right here for today, my dear brothers and sisters. Please do not go away without subscribing. Turn on the notification button and share the video. May Allah bless you as you do so. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.